3 weeks into my photoshoot prep, and today we're having a 3,700 calorie refeed day. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what a refeed day is, how you can utilize them, and how that will benefit you with your own fat loss. A refeed day is where you push your carbohydrate intake up to help replenish glycogen stores, to help with appetite, to help with training performance. All things we're going to be covering throughout this video, meal by meal, and I'm going to be showing you exactly what I'm eating so you guys can see how to structure your food on a refeed day. I'm looking forward to it because we are getting hungry on this shoot prep. For breakfast this morning, we've got 3 whole eggs, we've got 3 slices of white bread, we've got 150 grams of egg whites, and we've got some veggies there. It was meant to be an omelette, but I thought I'd rather split them out, and essentially it's going to feel like a little bit more food, so I'm going to tuck into this. I think I'm going to fucking enjoy it. Very full belly after eating all of that food. I went for a 10 to 15 minute walk. I hit about 1,000 steps there after eating that meal, just to help with my digestion, and that's something I'm going to be doing a lot today, and I'd always recommend that when you are having a refeed day or a higher calorie day there, because you do not want this getting a bit upset if you've been used to eating low food for an extended period of time. And number one as well, your water intake must go up when you are doing a refeed day, to help with the extra carbohydrate, to help move the glycogen around into the muscles. You'll find yourself being a bit more thirsty actually on a refeed day as well. The plan of action today is I'm going to be having 5 meals, and I've eaten the first one pretty much as soon as I've woken up there, and there's a reason behind that. I want you to think of it a little bit like traffic in the city. And when do you get traffic? At rush hour, because there's so many cars on the road at once, and it's the same with food. When you're eating a high amount of food, especially when you're not used to eating that much food because you're on a diet, your digestive system is a bit more sensitive than normal. So by putting my first meal really early on in the day, instead of pushing it back as late as I can to help with appetite like I normally would, this is going to give me a much bigger eating window. So my first meal was about 8 o'clock. My last meal is probably going to be about 8 o'clock. So I've got a nice 12-hour eating window there. It's so easy as well when you've been hungry just to fucking get your plate of food there and want to chow it down as quickly as possible. Make sure when you're enjoying the extra food, you're taking your time with it, you're actually chewing your food. It does make a difference to your digestion and how well that food is absorbed. I've got a shitload of work to crack on with this morning. We will catch up at my pre-workout meal, which is going to be an absolute banger. Already seen it, we've got dates in there, and I've not had a date in a fucking while, and they are elite. Would you look at that? Fucking beautiful. I've not seen a bowl of oats this big in a while. Within this meal, we've got 100 grams of oats, we've got 50 grams of dates, we have got 80 grams of frozen blueberries, 50 grams of applied nutrition, Kinder Bueno Whey, which is ridiculous by the way, is what we're going to be having in our creamy tonight. And then we've got 20 grams of honey, golden liquid honey. So we've got a nice mix here of quick absorbing sugars from the fruit, from the dates, from the honey, and then we've got some slower releasing carbohydrates, a bit of fibre coming in from the oats, and then obviously a good hit of protein as well. This meal comes to 800 calories and 120 grams of carbs, which is significantly bigger than my normal diet. But when I am training, especially in a deficit, I'm prioritizing my carbohydrates around my training window, because that is how I'm going to make sure that I can try and maintain as much of my training performance as possible to help retain as much muscle as possible. Pre-workout oats are personally my favorite meal. I have them every single training day without fail, and even if you don't like having a meal plan, I fully suggest fixing down the same pre-workout meal, the same post-workout meal every day. That way you can build a lot of consistency with your training and being fueled into training. So I'm going to tuck in and enjoy this in its entirety. Once we've done that, I will be hitting some more steps. I'm actually a little bit down on where I need to be for the day, so I'm going to go and have a nice long walk, and then we're in for a big chest and back session, and we're going to put these carbohydrates to good use.
Yeah, fall back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. Whiskey and Dior, spend it like they owe me. Gotta stay select. Don't come around to me, better come correct. Different lives that we lead, I'm in the Nike check, in a bag of Louis V. Two tone on my wrist, lights don't make no sense, pop up for a minute, I swap on my whip, Benzes and BMs, lights don't make no sense, falling, man, fall back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. Whiskey and Dior, spend it like they owe me.
So we're a couple of exercises in now. The pump is already hitting. I'm feeling very fucking good. My muscles are feeling tight. Definitely one of the best sessions I've had in a long time. Vascularity is coming through. I'm actually up a couple of reps from my last time I've done this session. So it is all pointing in the right direction. Whether it's physical, whether it's psychological, because I know I've eaten more food, who knows? I like to think I come in and leave it in the session every single time. But very good session. We're looking good so far. Gonna finish up with the last couple of exercises. I'll try and get a bit of footage from the pump because this is too good to waste right now.
Trust my brothers from way back from the north. It's the end of your spend it like they owe me.
Back from the gym now, and we've got the biggest carb meal of the day coming in, and this is our post-workout meal. I've been looking to this one. This is the one that I've been excited for. 1,050 calories, 160 grams of carbohydrate going in. We have got 200 grams of cooked chicken, 250 grams of jasmine rice, 100 grams of green beans, and we've got 100 grams of Cocoa Pops. That bowl is looking orgasmic right now. But this is going to be the biggest meal of the day, and definitely the highest carbohydrate meal on purpose. Essentially, we've just used up all of the glycogen in our muscles, okay? So they're going to be very depleted. We've now got a window post-workout whereby if we intake more carbohydrates, the muscles need them more, we have a better ability to move the carbs to the muscles because of an upregulation in glucose transporter called GLUT4. I always compare it a little bit like an Uber surcharge. The biggest demand for carbs, the best ability to move them, the most taxis available to move the carbs to the muscles. So let's get the most carbs in here. This is how I'm going to replenish my glycogen stores, which is going to have a knock-on effect. Throughout my next couple of training sessions, I'm not just going to be going in a fairly depleted state. I'm going to be going in nice and full. So I'm going to tuck into this now. I'm going to take my time with it because it's obviously a lot of food compared to what I've been used to. As always, we'll probably finish this up with a post-workout walk and then we'll see what's for dinner. Meal 4, and we're back with another big hitter. We've got 250 grams of raw weight beef mince, 250 jasmine rice, load of mixed veggies, and another bowl of Cocoa Pops, which we are buzzing about, to be fair. So another reason we want to be using refeeds when we are dieting is because if you just sit on a baseline level of calories for 8, 10, 12 weeks, and there's no deviation there's no variation, your metabolism is going to get used to that. We are very adaptive as human beings. And what you don't want for an extended period of time is that metabolic adaptation, meaning the same amount of calories that you was eating before isn't going to have you in a bigger surplus. So by having some higher days, and obviously then baseline days, we're going to be able to stop that, and we're going to be able to continue to keep spiking that and keep your body really responsive and really reactive. I also think, just from a coaching perspective and anecdotal data working with clients, if a client is told that for the next 8, 10, 12 weeks, they're going to be on the same set point of food, do you think they're really going to stick to that unless they're an IFBB bodybuilder? Think about it, you're not going to be sticking to that. So by giving someone the carrot that you're dangling, that they know they've got these higher days coming where they aren't going to be hungry and they can get that kick of energy back, that increases adherence, that increases buy-in, and it stops all the little handfuls of this and just an extra squeeze of that sauce or a couple of biscuits here and there because you've got these bigger days coming. So it's backed up by the science, and it's also backed up by real world coaching experience. I'm hoping at this point in the video you're starting to get a picture why these refeed days are so important to be using. And of course, with our last meal, we're going to be talking about why I'm using them and how I'm using them in my phase, and how you can set your diet up so you've got the space to use them. As the day has got on, hunger has definitely started to die down, but I'm very hungry for this meal now. So I'm going to dive in head first, get some sauce on here, probably go with a bit of sriracha. So we are on to the 5th and final meal of the day, and we've got the Ninja Creami, 300 so calories, 50 grams of protein in this absolute beauty. Ice cream, losing body fat. I actually don't just have this on a refeed day, I have this pretty much every day. But anyway, down into the final coaching point, and this coaching point is really important, and it's actually about why and when you should take refeeds. When they're hungry, when they're tired, when they think their physique is a little bit flat. And the majority of the time it comes from an emotional standpoint, and this is where having a coach in your corner makes a big difference, because unless you're very experienced, it's hard to separate what is an emotional decision and what is a logical decision. And in the end, it's just a way to justify a bit of a cheat day, a bit of a break from your diet, which isn't actually productive. But when you use refeeds strategically, it's going to help your fat loss efforts. It's going to help that final look at the end of your cut in terms of retaining muscle, in terms of preventing metabolic adaptation, all the stuff that we covered in today's video. So before you just run away from this video and go and give yourself a refeed day tomorrow, look at all of the data. What does it say? Have you been dieting for a week properly and you're just a little bit hungry? Or is your training performance probably starting to dive? Is your physique starting to show it? Your energy levels fucked? Have you still got a good amount of time to go? The most important thing is, have you got the timeline? Because if you haven't got slack in your timeline, you can't be refeeding. They're a luxury. They're not just a given. In my own timeline on my photoshoot prep, I've got about 6 weeks left until my photoshoot. So I've got the float in these timelines to be able to use these refeed days because I gave myself enough time. And this is a big one I see when lads are going to diet for a summer holiday or something like that, and they just leave it to the last minute. There's no chance of you having a refeed day because you can't afford to pause that fat loss. I'm gonna eat this before it melts and I'll catch up with you on my evening walk. And just like that, that is the day wrapped up. Gutted is coming to an end because tomorrow it is back to the grind. But today we've had 3,700 calories. I'll put the exact macros up on the screen. Just shy of 500 grams of carbohydrates. And what a day it has been. For the first time in a long time, I'm not actually left hungry on my evening walk, and I feel very satisfied. As the day's gone on, energy levels have definitely started to pick up, and tomorrow morning I imagine that's going to double down because we're going to have a bit of the spillover effect of eating the extra food. No doubt the scale will be up in the morning when we jump on it and weigh ourselves, and this is where a lot of people panic and they think they've undone their fat loss and all that sort of stuff, but you've got to think of it logically. If your glycogen store has been very depleted for an extended period of time and you go and put a load of carbohydrate in, that is going to refill them. Think of it a bit like putting a dry sponge in a bucket full of water. Every gram of glycogen that your body stores is also going to pull in about 3 to 4 grams of water. So yes, scale weight will more than likely be up, but also so will my muscle fullness and the pop that my muscles do have. So if the scale is up in the morning, that is literally the refeed doing its job. That isn't failing at all. Tomorrow I will be doing a physique check-in and I will be recording me jumping on the scales, and that is all going to form part of my week 3 photoshoot prep series. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed on the channel because that video is going to be out on Wednesday this week coming. So we'll obviously see what happens to the scale weight, what happens to the physique, and how I actually feel tomorrow morning. I am posting those videos throughout this 8-week prep on a weekly basis, so if you do want to follow along and watch every single one, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss anything. But for now, I'm going to get these steps finished. I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep very well without any hunger in my belly. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.